like getting ready for Christmas early? If you do, then this series is for you. This is my 12 Days of Christmas series, and each month I've been showing you how to make a project for Christmas, just to get a little bit of a head start on the holiday season. Last month I was running behind, so this is actually for July. But before I start with July's, I'm going to show you the projects that I've done so far. So we're going to start out and I'm going to show you the things I've made so far. And there's a video for each of these items that I'm getting ready to show you. And those will be listed in the description below. The first project was these denim Christmas stockings. They have a country look to them, and I used just old denim jeans and some fabric that I had in my stash. But those were super fun to make. The second thing I made were these super cute little mitten placemats. These may have been the third thing. I've lost track now of what is what, but these all have videos again listed in the description below. I also made these cute little Christmas ornaments using old wooden spools. These were a lot of fun to make, and I'm going to be decorating my little Christmas tree for Christmas, and I'm trying to make the ornaments all new for that little tree. I had a lot of fun making these and showing you all how to make these. These are sewing stilettos. These were fun. And these are fun to use. So again, you can watch the video for that. And I believe the last thing I showed you were these little quilting themed keychains. I really enjoyed making those too. Then this month I needed a garland for my Christmas tree, and I had made these garlands before for my big Christmas tree, but I needed something a little bit smaller, and this is just using burlap ribbon. But I found some red burlap ribbon, and I don't need a great big long one because the tree's kind of small. So I made this one. And in this video, I'll be showing you how to make these burlap garlands. They're quick and easy to make. I think it's going to look great on my little Christmas tree in here. So that is today's project. Okay, so let's first take a little closer look at this garland. You can see here. Now, the length of the garland is entirely your choice. But like here, you can see how it's scrunched together kind of tightly. But you can spread it out so that it's not scrunched up so big, and you can make your garland a little bit longer. Now the look is entirely different because this has been spread out a little bit, but then this is closer together. So it really just depends. The length is going to depend on what look you're going for. Now when I put it on the tree, I like to spread mine out a little bit. And I use several of these on our Christmas tree. Now this is one that I've made several years ago, and I just put it in with my Christmas stuff, and I just took it out to show you, and it actually looks pretty good. And I do like to use the burlap garland. Let's take a look at some of the supplies you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need some garland. The garland you just saw had this size of burlap ribbon, but there's all kinds of different sizes. This one you can see is more narrow. This is a tighter weave, and then this one's red. I'm going to use this to make a garland because I want it for my small Christmas tree for this year. Okay, so you're going to need some form of ribbon, and there's even this. This is the smallest burlap ribbon I have. But you can use any of those, and you can really use probably any type of ribbon, as long as both sides look the same. I wouldn't want to use a ribbon that has, you know, say red on one side and the back is white. I think that's not going to look very good, but that's just my personal preference. Okay, then you're going to need some type of thread to use. I like to use the jute on the burlap because it's the similar color, and the jute is really strong. Now, I've been trying to figure out what I was going to use for the red, and I ran across this in my ribbon box. This is just cording, and I think I'm gonna use this. This is pretty tough stuff, and I think I have a few yards of that, and I'm gonna use this for the red. You do want something a little bit heavier than string. I wasn't for sure how yarn would hold up, so again, I'm just going to use the cording. And I don't know if you can get red jute. I've never seen that. You might be able to get red thicker thread. I did have some red thread, but it wasn't thick enough. So again, I'm going to go with this. Okay, so you're going to need some type of ribbon. Some type of burlap ribbon. And then you're just going to need a pair of scissors. And then I use a tapestry needle. And I usually just pick the largest one. And let me show you how easy this is going to be. Alright, first of all, I'm just going to thread this cording onto my needle. I'm going to open this up here. Oh, shoot. I really think this one spool is going to be enough. I've never seen this on there like this. I'm going to pull this off. I thought maybe I'd keep it from fraying. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that over. Just like that. Just fold that over a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to start threading this right through the middle. I'm going to pull that onto my cording there. I'm not going to take great big stitches. I'm just going to try to go right down the middle. You don't have to mark this. This isn't that, it's not that kind of project. You don't have to be exact. Seeing as you scrunch it up, you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, and I'll just keep doing that until I have used the entire spool of red burlap ribbon. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. I'm not really sure I like this shiny cording. I'll have to see what it looks like when I'm all done. The nice thing about this is, if you decide that, ooh, I do not like that, all you have to do is pull the thread out and roll up your ribbon and you can use it for a different project. Or if I find that I don't like this cording, using this shiny cording, I'll just keep hunting until I find something else. But I think it's going to look okay. Maybe that shiny will add a little sparkle to my Christmas tree. But you can see there, I'm just going to keep going. And then when I get to the end, I'll bunch it up to the length that I want. I'll secure both ends. And you can secure that any way you want. You can tie a knot. You can take several stitches and then tie a knot. That's entirely up to you. Here on the end here, I just tied it. Can you see where I just tied it there? And then I just tied it in several knots and then I just cut it off. So you can secure it any way you want there. But the end of this one, it was, it was kind of woven, so I didn't have to worry so much about the fray. But this is going to have, this red will fray a little bit, I'm afraid. So again, that's why I folded that end under. Okay, so there you can see how it's going to look. This is the perfect width, I think, for my little tree, because I don't need a great big one. And I think that's going to turn out just pretty nice. Okay, again, in the comments below, tell me what you think of the shiny cording. And if you have a better suggestion on what could be used, be sure you let me know. I just couldn't find anything else or think of anything else. I could have used the jute, but I thought that would have looked, you would have been able to see it too easily. Alright, and I'll just keep going until I'm done with this. But that's all you need. A pair of scissors, some burlap rabbit ribbon, a tapestry needle, and either cording or jute. Okay, so here is the finished. Here's the finished garland. I've not recall this happening before, but there's lots of little strings. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut those off or just leave those for effect. But you can see it. It looks pretty nice. And then I wanted to show you what this one looks like. Now this is for my little tree, and this is for what I use for my big tree. But see how this kind of frayed? This didn't do that, and I'm wondering if it's the quality of the ribbon. I'm just not sure. But I may leave that. There's a lot of those, and I think if I start clipping, I'm just going to keep clipping and clipping, because I think the more I clip, the more it's going to fray. But anyway, so you might want to pay attention when you buy the ribbon to make sure it's good quality ribbon. I thought it was good quality ribbon, but you can see this has a thicker weave on the outside. This has a little bit of a weave, but still it frayed. You can see that. But that'll be okay. That's going to be the garland for my Christmas tree, my little Christmas tree in my quilt room. And overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. But I put those there so you could see the difference in the two. I love this one on my big tree, and I think I'm going to like that one on my little tree. Now, in the comments below, be sure to tell me if you've made any of these projects that I've been showing you. I'd love to hear how your projects are turning out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, have fun quilting.